But maybe in the meantime, have you had any other thoughts about any new things come to your mind?
You give it a thought.
Oh.
I didn't know that you wanted to take that thing. Where did you stop?
You were telling me some stories about customers. Maybe you remember some anecdotes or stories about some of your customers. We talked about the customer who went back to Germany for you. Remember he brought all those...
Yes.
Yeah.
He called me today, Ruby.
No kidding.
Ruby said,
I called their parents on Friday, but nobody was home. You know what I had sometimes at the time between 8 and 9 when I can't park anyway.
Yeah.
But I know she called that already.
you know, she's separated from her husband,
Yeah.
but he takes that Ruby, but he takes care of the dog.
So I heard. What did most of the German Jews who came here in the 30s, when you brought them over here,
He did anything.
any kind of work?
Yeah, anything.
Tell her about John.
They said,
So, you know the one who was from the Union?
John who?
Fresh.
Right.
What about him? What?
I had a guy. Go ahead. Do you have it
It's on. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know you had it on.
It's on. You had a guy who what?
Should have put it on there. I had a good friend in there. He was used to be a baker. He had a bakery, and then they made him, gave him a little office. Anybody from the Bakers Association, anybody who needed a job, he was the go in between.
For the German Jews?
No, not the Jews. For the Gentiles, for all the bakers in New York.
Didn't
And
he let
he-
you in on some real estate things?
Yeah, well, this he helped me with that stuff.
He was Irish? What was he?
He
Irish?
had friends like you never seen friends.
Yeah, we bought a house together once. But anyway, so when they came over here, you know, in droves, they had no jobs. So I called up John. John, I got a friend of mine there on the front. Who knows? I says, yes. Can you clean pots? Yeah. All right. Send them up. So I sent them. They gave them jobs. So for 3, 4, 5 weeks until they made a little money, and from there on they were on their own, you know, after a few months. And they quit and they got other jobs. While they were working there at night, during the day they found themselves other jobs. So they came here penniless, so they had to work, you know, they all had families. Like that Heinrich Berg, I got him a job for Fritz Bernhard as a dishwasher. You know, sure.
Betty got a
And
first
I got a job for Betty Sternberg there as a waitress. She couldn't speak English.
Where? For Bernhard?
Bernhard, you remember him or you don't?
Yeah, yeah. Where was he? At a restaurant?
Yeah, 30 near the Empire State Building. He had a big restaurant there. And I had a few more. George, come on, I'll tell you the story about Margaret and Otto. So Otto, I made out the affidavit for
I'll
Margaret
tell
and
you
Otto.
first about Betty. She was a waitress. She had no idea.
Can I get her? She said, I said to him, she's a
So she
waitress.
came out, the customer asked her, gave her an order. She was all for that. And he said, and some Luckies. So she goes out in the kitchen, a portion of Luckies. They laughed.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't know what Luckies. She was
Right.
just about a week in the country when he got a job.
So she got a portion of Lucky.
Right.
I wanted to tell you about Margaret and Otto. That's a little story. Ma was studying in Frankfurt, music, and she lived with them, with Margaret. And Margaret wrote her she wants to come to America. They had nobody, right? So she said to me, you got to give me the evidence. Okay, I'll do it. So she said, you know, she goes with a guy for 10 years. He did not marry her because she is a poor girl and he was a rich guy's son. You know how it is? A poor girl has no chance to marry. And she wants to come over here, and after she's here, she wants to make the affidavit out for Otto. So I said, I tell you what we do. Write him, if Otto marries her, I'm going to give the affidavit for Margaret and Otto. So he did, and I brought them both over here. And Otto was one of those intellectual guys. And now what is he going to do? I got him a job for George. Come on. He had a bakery. And Otto had learned how to bake. That's what he said. So I told him, George, do me a favor. I go, all right, bring him in. How much? Okay, bring him in. So he said to Otto, Herr Stern, this is, the bakery is yours. You know, they work nights all day long. You bake whatever you want all day long. Show me what you can bake. And do whatever you want. What did he do?
Let me say that although they had a big business, they were three brothers. One was a very well-known doctor, then we interviewed later. The other one was a lawyer, also well-known. Otto was intellectual too, but he had to take the business. They had hotel silver they manufactured. And they were real old patrician Jewish families.
High society.
Yes. And they looked down on Margaret, of course. She was absolutely no. During their lifetime, I don't think he ever was married. Had married her.
But he slept with
She
her
was-
sometimes.
Were you there, Charlie?
No, I was in between.
I'm not so sure. Them times were a little different.
Ah, you said it. 10 years ago. They only shook
Anyway.
hands with each other.
It's going to bring out he had to be in this business. And then, during the Hitler time, they all tried to learn some kind of a trade with their hands, or, so they could, not speaking the language, they could do something in their case. So Otto took a half-year courses in one of the finest bakeries, either Kranzler or Franz in Frankfurt. It was a fantastic baker. Otto was an apprentice for half a year.
So he was a baker.
A conditor, he said, well.
He was a conditor.
And now you can continue.
Now comes the
when he
story,
came.
Mr.
Kummer said,
Kummer said, here, Mr. Stern, the whole bakery, you show me what you can bake. So Otto baked, I think, 2 cakes, small cakes, all day long, and you couldn't eat them. So he said, Mr. Stern,
well, hey,
I don't
someone,
think you know how to bake yet. So he tells me, what am I going to do with
it
it?
wasn't even so bad, but it took him all day. Who
All
can
day
afford to have a guy?
So he said, I said, then let him clean the pans then. If he can't bake, let him do something in the bakery. So he smells. So he did. So even this he couldn't do, because instead of whatever it is, he couldn't even clean that. He had 2 left hands. So he says, what am I going to do with him? He can't do that neither. So I just let him wash dishes and clean the floors. So a week after this, Irving fantastic. I'll let you look at it yourself what he does. Turn around and he doesn't see you. I've done clean out the whole place. So instead of pushing it away from him, he put it against himself.
Room.
The broom against himself. So then I don't know what he sells worse, no?
No, then we got him groceries and stuff. And
He went around.
around to the German Jewish families. So some customers, we got coffee
Yeah.
and all this. Made a living. Then they did their best move. They became a couple.
They became a couple, and she know how to cook. They become a rich people. Out of the country, yeah. He knew how to drive a car. He was the butler.
Yes.
He asked me what to do in his case. His partner, they don't get along. There are 2 partners, and he wants to make a decision if he should stay there or the partner. But I advised him to stay there, because if he goes out, he has to look for another place or another job. He's already in the end of 50s, so for him to get a job is not so easy. He says, can I get a job with you? I said, yeah. And you can't get a job. We don't take anybody after 40. After 40, they're finished. So he said, in your case, I would pay out your partner and take another partner, or take a good man and pay him well. You can afford to give a guy $250 a week for 5 days. In your business, you can get a guy like that who opens up the store for 2-3 hours, and then you're easy. You can manage it. But that's your decision to make. I only give you my advice, which you asked me for. So he says that's a good idea.
Has he got the money to pay the partner
Well,
out?
he has the money.
How much
There's
is it
much
involved?
money involved.
What?
$25,000.
It's a small business then.
Yeah.
Where's he located? What street?
He's near 40th Street and 7th and 3rd Avenue.
How much does he take out of that business?
They
He
don't. They
himself?
don't make both much money. Now it's good for one man, not for two. Each one makes about $300 a week.
And he works full time?
5 days.
Full time.
Both work full time, which is not too good.
Right.
When Skimmy, he takes in about $15,000-$17,000 a week. I don't know how much money he makes a week. I do not know.
You told me he puts in a few $100 cash every day.
Every day he takes out of maybe $100 or $200.
Just takes it without declaring it.
Of course.
Now we shouldn't
Most
have
of
that.
them
We
do.
shouldn't have that on tape, but you don't know where it is anyway.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I wouldn't. The Internal Revenue wouldn't find it.
They're not going to take this tape yet, the IRS.
No, I hope not. So this is the situation.
You know, there are some places where you
Then I
can
only
make...
tell you what happens where I go Monday morning. I go Monday morning to one, he was there 10 years, and he can't get a new lease. He paid about $375,000 for the place. You know that apes you were there on his daughter's wedding, they invited us. That fancy wedding out in Long Island, don't you remember?
You went to so many.
In Long Island we couldn't get in, and after Shabbos after night, you were sitting next to that nice woman. So,
We have a hardware store.
the friend has the heart. He sold it too. I visited him.
Yeah.
He went to Florida. He had an accident. You remember the friend that? Yeah. And now he has to go out without anything.
He lost all of
And that's
370.
nice.
Not yet.
He
but
still keeps the store.
He's still in the store,
Want to keep it?
but he has to get out. He cannot sell it because he has no lease.
So what happens
Oh,
to
I see. Then
him?
it's
Nothing.
good.
He has to
Then
get
it's-
out
then
someday
that's
without
fine.
anything.
What happened to the money he put into
Then
it?
they're no-
That's business.
But there are some small businesses. I mean, if you want to make for a few years,
You want to work out
fast
for a
money,
few years.
gonna work very hard, there are some businesses where you can make a lot of money. Where dad comes across, but you don't want to stand behind the counter and
Ah,
She'd like to do that. She'd like to run a restaurant.
listen to this.
well,
Serious, I'm very serious.
Well,
She'd like to have a restaurant.
if it is a good place, you could make a lot of money. I can see it for a few years to work hard.
I've wanted to for years to have a restaurant.
You wanted what?
To have a restaurant for years.
What
I've always
kind?
thought about it.
What kind of your restaurant do you? There's so many
Kind of
different
a-
types.
Well, you know, sort of one of those sort of open-looking, attractive-looking things that have quiche and soup and
Can you tell me one restaurant which you like to have?
Something
Where
like
you
that.
go to eat?
The
What
Village
you
or
like?
something?
What type?
which I would.
How about health work? Something like that.
Well, it's a little too complex. I'll tell you more in San Francisco. Are there, is there anything on the west side?
East, west?
Where?
There's a place on the west side. You probably east-west. It's a restaurant. Health food.
I'd like something that served sort of things along the health type of line, like very beautiful salads.
Good salad. Spinach salads.
and wine and, you know, apple cider and quiches and good soups. Like just a few
There are
basic
some,
things.
for instance, across from Carnegie Hall.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you got it.
There's one there. That's
You know,
right.
with a small menu of very
What
delicious,
kind of
very nice-
soups? You're gonna have a party or something?
Yeah, you want to get a recipe.
Oh yeah, I want to get a recipe for a barley soup.
Yeah, now, you can make it from scratch. This is real barley,
Make from
all the vegetables. Then you
You
gotta
can make it,
put meat in.
You know who I met, speaking about restaurants?
Uh,
You want to have her write it down? The recipe now? I'll write it.
who did you meet?
Remember
I have a card.
Samboon?
The guy that Chinese, where is he? What is he doing now?
Remember Samboon,
Is he
mother?
working at night yet?
Samboon? Remember Samboon? Remember that Thai student I had who opened a restaurant?
Yeah, yeah. On
we
99th
went there
Street.
once.
Right. Guess where I met his wife? His wife's a nurse.
Where?
I'm walking down the hall to see her mother at Roosevelt Hospital. Who is the nurse working on the floor? His wife. I recognize
together?
her. Yeah. They have 2 kids now. He bought a house in Elmhurst.
How
And he
come?
still has
A
the
double-decker
restaurant?
house. He lost everything. He lost everything.
I knew he would.
He gave it to his sister. He walked out.
I know he
Then
would.
his apartment was broken into and stolen. His wife got sick, was in the hospital. Terror trap, but he's doing okay now.
What does he do now?
He's a
Kenny?
night auditor. He's got a good job
That's what he did for the last time.
with a Marriott hotel chain, one of the chains.
Yeah, Marriott is all
He's
right.
got a good job. He makes 18,000.
Yeah.
He's happy. He really wants to make it. She works as a nurse. His mother is here, and his mother takes care of the 2 kids. They bought a double-decker house, a 2-story.
Over there was 2 families, so he knows
No, no.
another.
Right. He asked for you. First thing, how's your father?
I knew right away he would lose his business.
And, first thing he asked, how are you?
See, for instance, this is something naturally which takes quite a long time to get experience.
I
Like
Judging character, that's the
I
whole thing.
say in your kind of business, you
Character.
can't be too sensitive because there are a lot of
No.
low down.
A lot
People
of
to deal
I'm
with.
going to have Monday morning, this Monday morning, I'm going to have 2 big problems which I have to solve. Actually, that's so easy. I will give them up. That's my idea. The 2 customers, big customers.
What are the problems?
They want too much for nothing.
And Baxter
Howard,
is
Howard.
ready to give it. Howard.
I don't want to give
Howard
them.
Richter.
Of course. How much money do they want?
Well, it amounts to, I would say, about $4,000 for nothing, merchandise. And it amounts to about, he got a loan of about $6,500.
Crazy. You make $10,000 on the bond.
Yeah, well, he used about 350 pounds of coffee.
I think the only time.
The only time it happened, I tell you, I had a customer. First he had a place in the Bronx and he paid me. And then he wanted to get rich quick. He didn't care of anybody. So he had a Jewish fellow and an Italian. And I had a store, first mortgage on a store on 23rd Street and 10th Avenue. And one day I passed by there, had a mortgage on the fixtures. This guy took all the fixtures out and opened up a place in New Jersey. It was too late to call the lawyer because the top was gone. Okay, finished.
Fixtures means what?
The
Urns,
machines.
the machines,
Everything. Yeah. So, but he had another store, and he sold that too and finished, disappeared.
All corporations.
Corporation I couldn't do, but I had it personal. I had him personal.
Sign.
Yeah.
And even when you do a thing like this is a criminal offense. When you take something, listen, there's a mortgage on your television, the television company owns it, and you
Right.
take it away and move someplace and don't pay him, so if they catch you, you gotta pay, so this is similar to it. So, I do not know exactly anymore how I found out. I was on vacation, and I came home and I seen in the paper, on my notations when I came home, which they sent me at home, I found out, I always knew the
Liquidation or something?
whatever it is, I found out that he bought a place. under a different name on a different corporation.
In New York.
And I get up early in the morning, and I says, now I'm going to find out that's the case. Sure enough, there he comes with his Cadillac, and the partner with the Cadillac, and they open up the place. Oh, he didn't see me naturally.
Excuse me 1 second. Didn't he do that time and again?
All the time.
Often,
All
all
the
the time. He got so many people.
Afterwards, he did it all the time. But I was the only one, I would say, who got his money. So I called up the lawyer, and at that time I got a judgment against him for his arrest.
Arrested.
After he did this on the court. So I called up the lawyer. I said, this what happened. What are we going to do? I says, well, he says, I'm going to send a marshal there and put him in jail. You know, we have a warrant out for him. How are you going to meet? I says, all right, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to be 2 doors down and have a book in my hand, and you got to go in with him and you got to point him out. I said, okay.
Book in your hand? Buy a book in your hand.
So
He was
the
gonna
marshal
pretend.
knows me.
He was going to
Oh.
pretend. Yeah.
Had my settle or whatever I had in my hand, so then I said, okay, I go with him into the place at about 11:30. I said, this fellow and this fellow are the 2 fellows. Oh, how are you? Fine. So I said to him, these are 2 fellows. And I walked out again.
You walked right out.
Yeah, and the marshal said, okay, put your hat and coat on, both of you, out.
Does he carry a gun, the marshal?
He always has a car. What
He had a
one of
gun.
them carry a gun?
Yeah.
So one of them said, listen, take only one, because otherwise we would have to close the store.
Yeah, so what the marshal
Wouldn't be
said.
any good. So the marshal took one of them to jail, and afterwards they called me up and said, all right, I don't know how many thousands of dollars he owed me. He says, all right, let's say he owed me $4,000. So he says, all right, we'll pay you $2,000 and down and the rest. So I didn't want to close him up and all that business, because after all he's going to pay. So he paid it. He paid $2,000 to the marshal, right? And then he paid another $1,000 the next week. So the marshal let him out after 2 days.
He could keep him in jail until
And he did it all the time afterwards.
All the time. How
And I
many
met him,
people
and
he got?
50. And he made a fortune. I don't know what he's doing now.
Oh,
He went to a
business.
different town. From here he even bought a big chocolate company in Boston
same
and
thing.
cleaned out that chocolate company. He sold the stuff from Boston and brought it here, you know. Let's say it cost him $5 there, he sold it here for $1. Whatever
But it
money he
cost him
could,
nothing.
whatever money he could get, he made it.
Didn't pay anybody.
What do they call that?
And a handsome looking guy and a nice looking guy and
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe it.
Didn't he say, Irving, you wouldn't do that to me?
Yeah, he says you wouldn't do that to me.
Slick guy.
No,
Slick.
I wouldn't do it to you. Naturally not, but the marshal might do it to you. I know. So this is what happened.
Didn't the marshal take in money then, stay there? On the cash?
The marshal put him to jail.
But I thought for a while he had to take
No,
in the
no,
cash.
that's someplace else. That's someplace else.
That's a different story.
Yeah. But this what happened, that story. And afterwards I met him a few times. He didn't hold it against me. He knew that.
Real
he did
crook.
it.
Real crook.
Huh?
Crook.
Absolutely crook. He found out that he makes more money quicker buying places which were under. He buys a place which had so and so many debts. He says to the guy, I'll buy the place. And you know, they were in a position already to, if they don't sell, they close up. So he bought it, I take over your debts, you know. He never paid the debts. He milked the store.
No.
He even bought a store, and the guy, a good store. And he said to the guy, all right, I give you a check in it for a month ahead. In other words, he takes it over, let's say, the 1st of January, and he gives him a check for the 1st of February. So he was 4 weeks in the store when the check busted.
Took in the money.
And took in the money for 4 weeks on credit. And then the guy had to give him money to take him out. Otherwise, he would have to go to court, which would take 2-3 months.
There was an article about this in New
No, I
York
only-
Magazine.
No, I only tell you
Yes,
what
they
things are
report
being
it.
done.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
him alone. A lot of them do it like that. But these are out and out crooks.
I think in the long run you can only exist with honesty. No.
You can't make a fortune.
So, you can't make a fortune, but
Who wants to make a fortune?
it just doesn't work.
So tell me the story how you made all that money to buy stocks. How did you came here in 27, right? And in 2
I came
years
in
you made
20.
so much money
I
that
made a lot of money.
How did you
I tell
make
what
all that
happened.
money?
The coffee went up from, I worked on commission. Let's say the coffee was about 10 cents a pound or 8 cents and went up to 25 cents.
yeah.
So I still had that cost price and we made, I don't know how many $1,000 a month I made. So that time we bought stocks on installments. Let's say,
On
let's say
margin.
for $100,000 worth of stock, I only had to put up $10,000.
He brought money from Germany.
Yeah, I
He
had
had
money.
saved money.
I had money.
You brought from
As
Germany.
Oh,
a
yeah,
young man, he did very well in Germany.
I did. So I had, how much did I have? I had about $950,000 worth of stocks
On paper.
On paper.
in paper.
How
Maybe
much?
It cost me maybe $100,000. And I owed the bank, I don't even know how much. Or maybe I had more, I don't know what I
Now,
owed.
you didn't put in more than about 25.
More than that, don't tell me. Whatever it is, I owed the bank.
How much of a yeah.
I owed the bank.
25 at this time is as much as 200,000 now.
Never mind. What's the difference? I owed the bank, and the stocks went down. Let's say from $100 to $5. In other words, the bottom dropped out to such an extent that's unbelievable.
You know how many suicides and what was going on.
And I was sold out for overnight.
Your broker sold you out.
Oh, they had to. I couldn't put up more money. They wanted more margin. So everybody, even the mates, everybody bought stocks on margin that time.
Was that what
29.
what went wrong with the economy?
29.
That's part of it. That's
That's
part of
when
it.
the stock market crashed.
29.
So
So,
everyone had this money
In
on
So
29,
I-
everybody was
Wasn't
wiped
really-
and
out.
then they
Now
realized one day that it wasn't real.
Right.
Well, if they bought it for their own money, not on margin.
if you
and
want
kept
to own,
it,
nothing happens. If you pay for it
Afterwards-
cash, nothing can happen to you.
If he would have had those stocks, I mean, he would have kept them. He'd been a rich man.
Yeah, but let's say he paid the full value.
Yeah.
Let's
he
say
kept it.
let's say you had 1,000 shares, let's just say, and each share was worth $10, okay? And you paid $10,000.
Yeah.
But I understood when the stock market fell, the value of the share went from 10 to 1.
Right.
So now you lost $9,000.
Not necessarily.
Real dollars.
No, you
If
kept
the
your
stock-
stock.
You kept your stock,
You
but now
didn't
it's...
have to sell on paper. You lost 9,000.
Right. So if you're a rich man, you could keep it, but you'd only have $1,000 worth, right?
But
You would have
after
to wait. You'd have to wait a long time till it
people
went up.
did, like
The rich
my,
people were able to keep it.
But those under those $10,000, I might have only put up $1,000.
Right. So they wanted the rest of it. They
The
called you.
In other words, the rest they loan, the rest that time today you can't do. Today you have to have 75% cash or 60 or I don't know how this is.
You know, my aunt in St. Louis had
Bird? Is that Bird? Who's that?
Aunt Betty Lipman, my
Lipman.
mother's sister.
Yeah.
Her husband, he was in the stock market, but so deep on margin that when he died in 34, when I came to their house,
Yeah.
she could not get to her bill for a whole year. The bank kept it sealed because there was too much owed on the stocks. But then somehow the stocks went up.
No kidding.
And after 35, do you know that Aunt Betty was worth about $500,000
In real money? In real money.
in real money?
What's the difference? The stock was worth $500,000.
Right.
Real money, naturally.
She kept it. She was able to keep it.
She was, I mean, she sold some, but you know, I had to give
And the kinder
$8
spent it.
a week.
Tell me. So
Because she
what did
didn't
you
have
owe?
money,
What
she
did
couldn't
you
get it
owe
back.
then in real money?
After how much did I owe? I don't remember.
Was it $100,000 in
No,
real money?
are
Maybe.
you kidding?
I thought 30,000 before.
Maybe $26,000 when we got married.
That was in
I,
what
Oh.
year?
I
You
still
got married
owe
in
the, I
30
still owe the bank about that much.
You got
But
married in 30.
don't forget
I
that-
didn't know
that-
900. You didn't
Now the
know
following
900.
thing happened.
Making $25 a week, most of the refugees.
What he owed, so you owed not $900,000.
No,
No.
You owed
$26,000.
about $26,000. Your piece of the percent
Yeah.
you put up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see,
But if you
then
consider
I went to the
that
bank. I
to
went
make
to
a
the,
lot of money was
you see,
$25 a week.
my friend who was one of the tellers, Italian, and we did it. So I said to him, now listen, how are we going to do it? I can't pay you, right? I haven't got it. after I was sold out, so he said to me, "But I make arrangements with you. You will never lose anything on me. I'll pay you off so and so much a
You
month."
told the teller.
Naturally, you want to keep your
I
credit.
says, "Come with me to the manager, and we'll straighten it out. If you don't, well, then you lose it and I lose it. But I don't want to do it." So he went to the manager and said, "Listen, this is what happened." You know, he knew it already. And I made arrangements and I paid it off.
How much did you pay off a month?
We paid
How much?
together.
I don't know.
Something like $200 a month. He made good money there, Dad.
$38
$4 a month, that's all I paid off. $24 a year more. I paid
We
off
paid
more.
maybe $300-400. Ich weiß nicht mehr. All
Whatever
I know
I paid
is
off
we
in
couldn't buy
3-4
any
years.
furniture for
I paid
ourselves.
off 3-4 years, I paid the whole thing off.
Yeah?
Oh, whatever it is, I paid it off.
No, it took us longer.
You got married in what year?
38.
So he was still owing money in 38.
Of course,
It happened
yeah,
in
paid in the
29.
meantime.
It happened in 29.
Naturally,
And
he
it took
paid
you a
all
long time
along.
That's how long it took me.
Most people,
other
most
More
people,
money. I only was
But don't forget
still a
most-
balance. Was still a balance of that amount when I married.
38.
Of
Yeah.
20-some-odd $1,000. He told me though.
That was a lot of
He
money.
said, everybody thinks you're doing,
You're
you're
marrying a
getting
rich
a
man.
terrific catch,
And I
you
did
know,
it. And I did it.
money-wise,
And I
because
did. I made a lot of money.
salesman in his company,
I was the top man.
the average made maybe $50 the most.
A week.
That was a lot of money too. I made only 25 or 30
And I
in
made
Jane
maybe
Engel as a
200,
saleswoman
250.
You made 250 a week
on commission.
in those days.
But but we had to pay off.
What did a Pontiac cost you in those days? Do you remember?
A few $1,000.
They called him
That
the
much?
Pontiac.
First,
Nobody had a
first
car.
He
the
had
first,
a car.
This is the first car. The Ford cost me about $500-600. The new one.
A new
Then it
Ford.
went $750. Then it was $1,500. That's how it go up. I still have a bill for it. You like to have that?
Sure. For the first Ford?
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
What,
You have that bill yet?
Yeah.
How come?
How come I kept it?
Where
He
did you
keeps
find
everything.
it? He keeps.
I'll see where.
That's why it looks like that in his
So
office.
it's valuable to see all these old documents. A Ford?
We got to empty it.
I'd love to see it. We'll go through
You know
it.
what else
that
I have?
wasn't a model,
I got my
no.
my
Was it a Model
my
T?
stuff
No.
from Germany yet.
Hat seine Zeugnisse, seine
Great.
You know when
High
I went
school
to when I went to
high
the
school
high
report
school or
cards.
college or what do you call a realschule or college?
High school.
No, it's high school.
That's more than high school. Don't be silly.
Well, if you made your Abitur, that was more than high. You have your
Your doctorate.
Einjährige, we all had Einjährige.
So what is
Like-
what is it called? That's more than high school.
Well,
here.
it is, believe me.
They don't learn no French and stuff in high school.
Of course they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I'm
We
sorry.
have foreign language.
I was practically
These
fluent.
things of the high school. You learn Spanish, French, any.
Trigonometry,
Okay, okay.
algebra.
So
Whatever it is.
when
still-
did you meet Hickenberg? Because
When
when I
here,
think
all those boys who came over here that
when I think of the car, I think of you.
27.
You used to go driving up to the country with a guy.
Well, this is some, not everybody had a car. That was out.
How many people had cars?
None. I was the only one.
So were the streets were
Leo
paved?
Newberger,
They had no
Lichtenberg,
car. They
all
couldn't afford
walked
it.
by foot.
Were the streets were paved in New York though?
Certainly.
How?
Did they still
But
have
the
horse-drawn?
highways were not as
Did
good.
they have horse-drawn carriages still? No.
When he came to them,
Sure they had.
In 1927?
They had, those street cars and not only this,
Trolleys.
trolley cars.
They
And
have
we had
horse-
the elevators. You
How
don't know
about
them.
horse-drawn carriages?
They
They-
delivered
well,
by
they got
wagon
rid of
and
them.
horse.
Milk. Or
When
what,
I,
you-
when I started, I had a horse and wagon yet. so they
Serious?
got it,
In
yeah.
27?
Of course.
Kidding.
His firm was a small concern.
They still had horses in the
But they
The
city.
got rid of them.
colonial,
You drove a
the
horse?
You didn't drive a
colonial
horse. You
coffee
had a
company.
car. You had a car though. You didn't drive
no,
a
not
horse.
right away. After
Did you drive a horse?
No.
No, after a year I had a car. Not right away, but 28.
He went by foot too to make the customers
The end of
in
27
the
or
German
28.
district.
And that's how I went. I went to vacation. I bought a new Pontiac. They called me Pontiac. Every year I bought a new Pontiac.
Leo and Bernard,
So I
Pontiac.
called up Hickey. As Hickey, come on, take 2 weeks vacation with me. Cost you nothing. I have the Pontiac. So I said, okay. So during the week he called me, Irving, he says, can I take a friend of mine along? I said,
Oh,
all
but
right.
because there was much
We had a
later.
big car. I had a big, yeah, that was naturally later.
That was in 37 because
All right,
they told
you
him
want to
about
know the
me.
story
That's
how I
we
met her?
I see.
How I met her. So I said, so he called up, I got a friend. I said,
Yeah.
all right, bring him along. So the friend called, I got another friend. He said, all right, bring him along. So we were 4 boys. So we went away for 2 weeks, all the New England states.
You did the New England, yeah?
The first, there was one night, we came up, near Lake Placid and who knows
New
where.
Hampshire, I thought.
All over we went. So we were one night, Hickey made arrangements to stay in 1 week in near Mount Washington. I don't know the name of where it was in the town. So I always get up early, no? I walk out early and I see in front restricted, Gentiles only. We were there. And churches nearby and all this was Gentiles only, restricted. And I went upstairs, hey, you bums, get up. We go, pack. Not even breakfast we're going to have, so we settled, we had breakfast there. I said, I'm not going to stay another day. He said, what are you, crazy? No, out. I said, what do you mean? Look, did you know what kind of a place we are in here? No, restricted. So I went to her and said, give us a check, we'll go check. What do you mean, what's me, don't you like? No. We are Jewish. They didn't believe that we are Jewish. Hickey's blonde, and I didn't look so Jewish, man. So I said, we are Jewish, we are out. We wouldn't stay another minute. She couldn't believe it.
They wanted you to stay. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
mean it so personal and all
Yeah, no,
this. She
because
said, I
we
don't care how
Not
you
we
for
didn't,
you.
we didn't look so. The others didn't look like Jews at all.
How many times did this happen to you in your travels?
Many times.
Many times.
We were once with I had a customer up in Tannersville in the
Dad and
Poconos.
I.
Yeah.
I told us, come on, that my friend bought a beautiful place in the Poconos, and we want to see it. I don't know, they sell them coffee. I don't remember. So we went up there, and we were sitting there out there. Was it open? I don't know. We were
No,
sitting in there,
inside
all the
the dining
goyim.
room, we sit next
I
to
didn't
all
know. I didn't know there were
German
only
Russen,
Gentiles
know.
there. So we were sitting there, and one woman next to her said, "Isn't that wonderful here? No Jews."
She said, isn't it a lovely
Isn't
place?
that a
And the nice part, no Jews. I said, my dear lady, you're out of luck. You're sitting right next to one now.
Yeah.
Oh
I've
my
seen
God!
her face,
Oh my
that's
God!
red as a tulip.
You-
Yeah.
I said, it's too bad for you, but you won't sit long with it.
So I told the
Dad
guy,
went
"Listen,
in,
you're
he
going
said,
home."
my dear, this is no place for us. I'm sorry, he said, my Irving, I didn't, you know how I feel. He said, I'm
Nothing
very
doing,
sorry.
nothing
You won't
doing.
feel
You know, I
comfortable."
remember, you can tell me more about this. When I was about 8 or 9, we went to Maine. I went along with you on a vacation.
Oh, we had a big fight.
No, not the fight. Not the big fight. No, you want to hear the fight?
I
Forget
heard of
the...
it.
So what happened?
No.
Isn't it amazing? Once
That's
we
what
had
the
a
one
fight.
fight, right? No, where they.
That was when you were 15 years old.
The fight. I was about 14.
No, when we had on vacation, what was it?
We went to Bar Harbor.
It was Bar Harbor I'm talking about. Well, how old was I?
14.
I thought I was younger.
No.
You sure?
No.
Maybe it was younger than
We
that.
went to Bar Harbor, Booth Bay. Remember?
They wouldn't let us. They wouldn't take
You
them.
got the first place. They said we have no more rooms.
And the guys in back of me got rooms.
The people behind them got rooms.
And
We went to the
Irving-
next place.
Yeah.
Remember that? That little place had a few rooms there. Remember that? You came out. The woman said yes first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
And the
they
guy
said,
came
you
out and
seen the
saw
name
your
Irving
license. Saw your license plate.
Irving, no good, finished.
We have no
Your
rooms.
license?
New York
Oh.
Jews. Right? He saw it and
No
I said,
rooms.
no rooms.
I said, fuck
It
that.
took us quite a
I
while.
cried. I was very. Weren't you upset? I don't know how upset we were. I remember being very upset about it.
No, because it was already late at
It was
night.
pretty late. And
And
you
he
know
was-
something? Now it's swamming with Jews.
That's why they did this. They didn't want
No,
the
here in
Jews up
Forest
there.
Hills. What do you think what happens here on the other side of Forest Hills?
What?
No Jews?
No Jews? Oh, you
Not
mean
here.
in the 30s?
In the old.
Fort
Forest
Meyer,
Hills
the
Gardens,
former
the
Fort
gardens.
Not
Meyer.
Fort Myers.
The
In
gardens.
the old gardens.
Sure.
Yeah, when I looked
No
for a
yin.
place for my folks
Yeah.
in Jackson Heights,
What happened?
and I seen a beautiful apartment, and the guy says to me, you know, for you Germans it's nice to come here because we haven't got Jews here. I said, same thing. I said, well, you wouldn't have me, sir. You happen to be Jewish. Just forget about showing me any more apartments. Finished. It hit me so. Coming from Germany, and I have to face that here. You know.
You wouldn't
I
believe a
just
thing like
couldn't,
that.
You know, I didn't look particularly Jewish. I was blonde by nature. Didn't have to dye at that time. My hair was lighter than it's
It
now.
was much lighter. Like you were. What do you think you were light?
Blonde.
You wouldn't believe it.
Sure.
It was
Light
golden
blonde.
blonde.
Golden blonde.
It was too.
You were too?
Yeah,
You
we
have
might
blind
have
children?
blonde babies.
Sure.
You know that. You know that I had another occasion. When was it? Yeah, we were in Lake Placid, which was interesting. We were eating. We were coming out. All of a sudden, the guy jumps out. Irving Schoen. There were a lot of people at a meeting there from. I think it was New Jersey. They all had banks from New Jersey. So I thought that was the guy. I
That
played
was
around
at
with
Frankel's.
29th Street in Frankfurt. That was the guy. Him and I. We played, and he became vice president of the National City.
Yeah.
Then he retired. Now he has his own bank.
He got him into all this.
Now he has his own bank in Jersey. So he said to me, "Oh, Irving, my friend." So he said to all of them, "This is my friend Irving Schoen. If it wasn't for him, I would have lost my job and I wouldn't be in the banking business anymore." So I said,
true.
"Come on, yeah." His name was Jimmy Morano. I said, "Jimmy," so he says, "Irving, you come over."
Italian book?
Yeah. What was the name of the club he wanted us to come?
That
Also-
was also restricted.
Although
The
restricted,
Lake Placid
Lake
so-and-so
Placid,
club, they
but-
never had Jews.
they never had Jews.
They were in such bad financial things that
They
for
started
Kenyan,
Afterwards,
they
I had to
take
take him in. So I says, "Jimmy, they wouldn't let me in because you know that."
He said, "You must be kidding. We got plenty Jews now."
I says, "Okay," because the Frankel told me they don't let Jews in. But he said to me, "Here's my card. Please come and see me if you need any money, anything you want."
Yeah.
I says, "Really?"
Yeah, right. Thanks a
I
lot.
said, "You want to start all
Thank you.
over
Yeah,
again?"
start all over again, right?
Thank
But
you.
I seen him. He was in charge of 42nd Street, National City, there near
No kidding. Park Avenue?
near Third or I don't know where. When I passed by there, he was sitting. Come in, he dropped everything. Come on, sit down and wait. You know, come on, how are you? How you doing? Do you need anything? I said, "No, I don't."
I tell you, it really was rough the first few years, not my word.
You know that I told you
We
about,
weren't so young. I was 29 when I got married. He was 34.
you know, like you.
34, you said he was
How old were you when you got married?
34?
Thought you were 32.
32.
No, he's 5
33.
years older than I.
33.
33. I was 29 and you were
Right.
34.
He always told me
Well, I'm
he
only
wasn't-
4.5 years older.
Wait a moment, 4.5.
All right, so he's...
We married in April
And you had just turned 29.
and was just 29.
Right.
So I was 33.
He always told me he wasn't going to get married till he was 32 because his father got married at 32.
I said, he did pretty good. I can wait.
But I never wanted to get married. But
Yeah.
anyway, whatever happened, this is what happened.
Don't cover it up. Yeah.
Oh no, I shouldn't cover it up.
Because
so
then it won't pick you up.
Oh, I see. All right. Oh, you're recording all this business, what we're talking now?
Yeah.
Finish soon.
All right, you're going to have it. Let me hear afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. When we got married, 38, there was a time when he had his parents come. First Sophie came, right?
Who knows whom I didn't come?
Why did you wait so long till 38?
Who wants to get married? I had plenty.
No, not married. Why did you wait so long to take your parents out?
They didn't want to come.
They didn't want to come.
You
They didn't
knew-
want.
When you left Germany in 33,
Can I tell you what happened?
34.
you knew already what was happening.
I had the voice thing
I
to
happen to be a
convince
pretty sensitive human being, and I could not teach in an atmosphere like that. Impossible. When a teacher
Listen,
tells you,
37
I
my
used to go and
parents
take
came.
lessons yet from the same woman. This conservatory was the second best in all of Germany. Dr. Hobbs.
Yeah.
And if you play in a group, I played a Mozart sonata, and after I was finished, she said, "Karen, very, very good playing." She says, "But of course, as a Jew, you could not get the real German Mozart spirit, you know."
Uh-huh.
And I looked at her.
What a bitch.
But
Can
I
you imagine?
never went back there.
Really?
You don't mind?
Oh, a long time ago. Yeah.
I had plenty of these. When I heard Kerman this week,
Yeah.
the Tchaikovsky D major, I just found myself back in Herborn.
Yeah.
I played in 32, there was the winter notice for poor Germans.
You gave a benefit concert?
And we had Veras from Wiesbaden, the concertmaster. She knew the name, I forgot the name now. We spoke about it this week, Vera, Wells. And I said, you know that every note came back. And I had a write-up about it, where he says, das blonde Köpfchen danced along. I had probably mannerisms, that was pretty. She said it's very, very hard. Very hard piano part. It's actually orchestra,
Right.
And that was, and I still had some, in Herborner Tageblatt.
Yeah.
It was that write-up. I should never forget, these things. But I just couldn't, if people come, like, I had the most wonderful kids and talented. They say, we hate to leave you when we come at night between the two. But we're afraid of our jobs. Can they
32
stay in a place
already.
like this?
Was that in 32 already? 33.
Of course, in 33 it started.
You remember Kristallnacht, don't you?
Da war ich schon hier.
Oh, you were here 38. That's 38.
Who's that?
Kristallnacht.
This
we're
time
here,
I
we're here,
I seen
that
it
was
the other day
38.
on TV.
Yeah. So you left because you saw it coming then. You had a
I've
sense.
seen it
But you
coming,
know that
and nobody of the Jews in Herborn, you must be crazy.
They wouldn't accept
You
it.
still have 26, 28 pupils. It was nice. I was in my own home
Yeah.
at the studio. Why should you want to leave? In a half a year, you don't hear about Hitler anymore. It's all be finished. I said, I'm sorry, I won't stay. And I know that my parents will follow, and my grandmother, and eventually the whole family.
You knew it.
I wouldn't want to be separated from them all my life. We were much too close.
Was different with me.
It was quite a decision to.
But you see, I still have it. I'll give you all that business someday.
Good.
I had a permit. I wasn't a citizen yet in 1932, and I wanted to go out to visit. And when I read all that stuff about Hitler, I wrote him, I'm not coming out, you're going to come here. Oh my God, and I wrote first the boys, first Eliezer came. And
When did he actually come? For me.
33.
Yeah.
That soon you got him out?
Eliezer was here.
Alf was here when I...
34 Alf came, no? 35?
Alf came right away afterwards, and then he was a young guy. He didn't, I told you the story, he didn't know me. Did I tell you
He
that
was
story?
about 18.
When I came, 17. When I came to the boat and picked up Alfred, and he looked something like me.
Yeah.
That time it was a little,
Yeah.
and the immigration officer asked him, do you know him? Me. He said, no. You ever see him before? He said, no. No? No. But he looks like you. It's your brother. He started crying.
You started to cry?
Oh,
How long had
You hadn't seen him for how many
I haven't
years?
seen him for, he came
What
here
year did he come here?
not too long.
Maybe 34,
So
5
7
years.
years, 7 years.
Yeah, but he
7,
was
8
a little
years
boy.
old.
He was a little, but he was a little
He was 10 years
boy.
old, right.
And you probably changed too.
You look
He
different.
changed.
You
I
look
didn't know him
different.
neither.
Sure,
I
you
mean,
were
I knew him.
23, now you were 30.
Yeah. Whatever it is, and then when Eliezer came, he came on a Shabbos. I think I told you the story. He didn't want to come off the boat. He didn't want to sign his name on Shabbos because...
So what happened? You signed it for him?
I didn't sign. I can't sign his name. I belong to the Hayas, The Haya. I went to the guy and says, listen, can't we do anything here? It's Shabbos. He has to stay here. They want to take him back again. He says, no, I tell you what we do. I'm going to go there, and you go to Ellis Island and get his papers. But how? So get his papers. I had to go the next Monday to Ellis Island with
They
him.
said they would vouch.
They
Highest.
vouched for
Highest vouchers. Because by the time I didn't, my vouching didn't mean anything to them.
Right.
So when he came out, I had a car already, right? He wouldn't drive a car.
On Shabbos.
Eliezer.
Yeah.
Must have been a tremendous shock to see.
So there was Howard
his brother's
Kaiser.
driving a car.
You don't know who Howard Kaiser is?
Sure he does, from Greensboro.
From Greensboro.
He was there. He was his friend. He wanted to pick him up.
Germany.
Howard Kaiser was his friend from Germany?
Yeah.
Yes.
Eliezer's friend?
Howard Kaiser how was he related to Gans?
He must have been Orthodox
Was
guy,
Gans'
Kaiser.
nephew.
The nephew was
How would he know Eliezer?
From Pfarrer.
He wasn't
Kaisers
Orthodox?
lived in Fahrrad, didn't they?
Kaiser's grandmother and Gans was Howard's uncle. Gans' sister, right?
Was Howard's mother.
They visited Greensboro as a visitor.
So Howard went to the
Very nice.
Howard marched into the hotel,
Yeah, he was.
They're lovely
to
people.
the St. George Hotel. I think it was the 17th floor or whatever.
He walked up.
Howard walked with them.
Okay.
Kaiser.
Howard
Yeah.
walked him. I think it took him 8-9 hours or 10 hours. I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Howard
From-
knew how to went
From
over,
the boat to
They went
Brooklyn.
over the
From
bridge,
boat
the
to
Brooklyn Bridge, or the downtown.
Yeah, Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah.
And they at night they came.
So it took you, your parents, so you got them in 34,
37.
35. Oh,
First the boys.
you couldn't convince your
I
parents?
bought so many. They They didn't want to be a burden to me.
Your
And I had my
parents?
sister, and husband, 2 kids. Then who the heck knows who else came?
Sophie came in 38. And we rented an apartment. They all
37.
lived in Washington Heights. All the Germans.
37, I thought.
37. We were engaged. Yeah, could be 37.
Yeah, okay. Whatever it is they came to.
I shall never forget.
On Hans
She didn't
Sachs,
bring much, wait a moment, we in Sophie yet. She didn't bring much furniture.
no furniture.
They were little she brought, I think. They were in Ellis Island on account of Julius had something in his mouth.
Yeah,
And we had to put up, we had never snow, we paid off.
yeah.
We had to put up, I think, $2,000.
To vouch?
We went
Bond.
Bond.
a bond until the children were 18 years
I don't know,
old.
10 years. But I paid. Sure.
Rena was 5 at the time,
Yeah.
5, 6. And Sherry a couple of years
You
older.
met them, remember? Jerry Katzenstein, Raina, and Hank.
Well, that was the only one who really made me trouble is Julius.
Because he had his
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, it
So
happened.
no,
it
no,
cost
no.
us that much money, don't you see?
You
You had
had
to take
yeah,
a loan up yet.
right.
So you had to have a good credit, you know. And we put that down.
I had one thing I had
We
yet.
took the apartment, wait a moment. Dad signed for it. It was cheap at the time, you know.
And we bought
One of
furniture.
those railroad.
Did we buy furniture?
So he said, well, we gotta get him some furniture.
Right.
So we bought some maple furniture. We for ourselves suppose I had any furniture yet.
Right.
So for them we bought some maple bedrooms.
Right.
Nice living
and
room
here and there.
and beds and all that. It's a whole business.
Beds,
Right.
mattresses,
Right.
went to beds again.
Right.
And then we got a job for Julius finally, as a butcher.
We got a job.
You know who got him the job? Joe Jacobs
Yeah.
was
Uh-huh.
already in this business.
You worked for him.
And so she took the boys in, Sophie.
Not the boys. You only took in
Alf stayed there for a while.
Alfred, not Eliezer.
But he
Eliezer
didn't
was.
take
You
it.
couldn't take it, huh? What, the
He
tension?
was too stingy.
Oh.
Sophie's,
Sophie's stingy, huh?
you know, when she dished out the food now.
Right, right.
Wasn't her own brother.
When you were a kid, now how much older than you was Sophie?
Sophie's
Sophie's
5
the
years old.
oldest.
She's
5 years old.
she's about 79, 80.
79.
She's going to be 6.
When you
No,
were
I'm a
when
little
you-
hungry. How about you?
No, I'm not hungry.
You want to have some fruit, Buzz?
No.
Some
Yeah?
good apples?
Well, you go ahead and pick them up.
What do you mean, pick him up?
I'll bring them to you.
You go ahead.
What, when you were a kid,
Yeah, what about it?
was Safi always a special child?
Ja.
Yeah, I told you the story about it.
Hast du doch getaped, Kenny.
I
Yeah.
told you about something. You know that?
Hilde Löwenstein added a little bit
What
to
did she
that.
say? Let me hear it.
You see,
She
my
said
my
she was
father.
the apple of
My
Kaufmann's
father
eye.
was married twice, right?
You know the story, right?
Although we were
Yeah.
all from the second one, Sophie was the first one, and her mother died when she was born. And my father left.
Childbirth.
Right.
And my father, although he was religious, this he never should have showed, that he loved Sophie more than all of us. And he showed it, right? And I naturally, you know, I was a rebel.
And she was the oldest girl. And she was the
The
oldest little
oldest.
girl.
Oh, he must have
And
been
I-
a tough guy.
And I,
You were
and
a rebel.
I don't know what I did to her. I think I threw something to her once or hit
Pinched
her.
and bendy.
Yeah.
You know, that you know, because she got
Steph, there's
always,
some napkins too.
she always was preferred.
Yeah.
So naturally, you know that, and I, whatever.
You were a real rebel.
Beat her up.
You
or
were a
what.
real rebel. You were a rebel
Yeah.
in your youth.
They put me down the cellar and I threw
you
the
hear this?
windows. I took the coal and threw all the windows in the cellar.
They put you in the cellar?
Yeah,
How old
yeah.
were you?
I don't know, maybe 8, 7.
They locked you in the cellar?
Yeah, but they couldn't handle me.
He was real tough.
Wild. Because, you know, I don't know what it was.
Well, you must have felt that.
You know, I felt that, you know, she gets preference.
How did your mother get along with Safi?
Well, she got along with us. You
Did
know.
Safi listen to your mother?
Yeah, I don't remember.
You don't remember.
Because she was too small.
She waited on her, I understand.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what Hilde
she-
tells me.
She waited on
She
Safi.
was on account of my father.
On account of Kaufmann.
He loved Sophie. So you know, he's that.
And
You're-
now it's just
his wife,
amazing, you
he
know.
says his second wife he only married as convenience. He even said that, you know. Which is
An
very
horrible
bad.
thing
He
to do.
told your mother that.
He
More or
didn't
less,
tell her to
not
head.
so many words,
That's the way it came out. That's the way it came out, which is very bad thing. Even if you think that way, you should never.
How painful
Even as
that
a
must have
religious
been
man,
for
you
her.
never should do
But
that.
she
never showed it, huh?
But my mother- but my mother adored him.
She adored him.
What
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it about him that was adorable?
But who? But him?
His character. What was he like?
He was an honorable man.
Very honest.
Yeah.
But
He was. That's the way he was. Religious.
But he
and all
was
Narrow-minded, right?
narrow-minded,
Yeah, yeah.
fanatic.
that. When it comes to religion, there's nothing you can do.
Do you know anything about his father?
No, I didn't. I never knew any grandmother or grandfather. Never.
They died. They died.
None of my mother and none of my father.
They died before you were born.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine that his mother was 48 years old when Alfred and Eliezer were born?
48.
Yeah. I never
and his
forget. I
father
came
at
to,
least 50 some odd.
and I came to shul. I came to shul on Shabbos, and they all laughed at me. You know, they all laughed. I was about 13, maybe.
Because he
The
was.
mother was 48?
Yeah.
And you
Yes,
still...
I was. They
Sure.
laughed,
48.
Sure,
48?
sure.
I thought...
Up till the early 50s.
and
That's
I
part
thought.
that-
Well, there's a 12, 13 year difference in...
Yeah. No,
But
I
they
didn't
laughed
know
at me. I
you-
said,
So
"Why?
she
What are you
was
laughing?"
maybe-
No,
What?
I didn't know women could still bear children at
Oh,
40
sure, as
years
long
old,
as
like
you, as
40
long as you have your period,
or-
yes.
Yeah, when did they
something.
get menopause? 50s.
Some people in their 50s,
Some in their 40s.
some earlier, some
Sure, sure.
in their 60s.
Rabbi Gans got another one there. You know that.
That's right. How old was Lizzie when they had that one?
At least 46,
So
8.
It's possible.
She
So
was
that's-
like a menopause. They thought, you
I
know,
thought, yeah.
she had in between, but not regular
But she
periods.
had 2 more kids. They weren't
What?
twins. She had 2 more.
So they did a little.
She had
No,
Eliezer
the
and
twins are
Alfred.
19 years old.
I'm
Ken.
saying she had Eliezer and Alfred. 2 separate events.
Yes, two
Yeah.
separate. They poked fun at him.
Yeah?
I came to shul
That
on
little,
Shabbos. I didn't
he
know.
was the skinniest, scrawny little guy. Dead.
You were?
No, he's dead.
Your father was.
I was fat.
Tiny little man, and the mother wasn't. Tall, good looking.
Oh,
Well, my mother was a big, tall woman.
And they all look like the mother, boys.
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
Eliezer. Eliezer looks like his
I
dad.
looked like my
You should
father.
see him now, Kenny. They
He
say.
looks just like
See
your
him?
father.
You see him?
I
Yes.
haven't seen him in a long time.
And he is,
I saw him when he
he is-
came in New York, sure.
He is in many
Yes,
ways just
he has
like.
the same characteristic, just like him.
He says he can see his father again.
Narrow-minded,
Yes.
yeah.
Religion, and that's all.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. Anytime you have, there's nothing you can argue with him.
Right.
To be
Interesting.
tolerant, right? Do I have
It's
to be like you? That's your business.
Eliezer's the youngest, right?
And Jesu is older than Alfred.
Huh?
Alfred's
What's
young.
you had left already, so you don't know how your father treated Alfred and Eliezer.
Oh, he loved them, but he couldn't handle them.
Why not?
Well, he's
Because
put him
they-
into yeshivas.
He put it in
Is
yeshiva.
that why he
was-
put him in yeshiva?
No.
No. When they
They were
were
thrown out of school.
maybe 8 or 10 or 12 years old, they played soccer, and they jumped over the we had a garden there over the wall.
He couldn't handle them.
No,
But
they
the
couldn't.
mother put out the football shoes outside.
Yeah.
My father
She
wouldn't want
encouraged
them. My father wouldn't want them. So
She
she put them
encouraged
out,
them.
and
Wanted
they left.
them
They left
fun,
and
you
played.
know.
He wanted them to study all day at work.
Yeah, well,
All
no,
the
they
Chumash.
studied on Sundays. They
Yeah.
went. They went. They don't know.
So
They
that's
didn't
why they
went.
were sent to Frankfurt, because he couldn't.
No,
That's
then
why they were
that
thrown out of
was listen. They
school.
were thrown
Because
out
they were
of school.
Jewish?
Sure.
I see.
And they
Listen,
were
don't you
brilliant
know what happened there
students,
that
both
time?
of them.
I don't want to tell you any too much of
Whatever you
stuff.
want.
They were brilliant
The last
students.
I
time they
believe
took
it.
all the Jews, there was a big bridge, Pfarrer on the Werra. The Werra was the river,
Yeah.
and they put them on the river and threw them all in the river. Jews.
The ones
The
that were left.
remaining Jews
The remaining Jews, whoever could swim,
were killed.
saved life, but the other they all drowned.
What year was this?
Late.
Maybe
39,
38,
40?
39,
40 maybe.
40.
You heard this later.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who was it? One of your cousins was hung upside down to sell her
Well, that
land?
was my
Don't
aunt.
talk about it. That's Hilda Lowenstein's mother.
Who am I going to talk to? Hilda
I
Lowenstein's mother
That's whose mother? That's Hilda's mother.
was hung upside down.
No, the mother.
Well, you
yeah.
see,
Yeah, till she signed the papers.
we owned a
Piece of land.
farm, big farm, and we divided it amongst the farmers there. Each one could buy a
Share crop.
yeah,
Oh, you
2
sold it. You
acres.
sold it.
No, they parceled it off.
We parceled it off, and they could. So they owed us a lot of money on that. And one day they came and occupied the
The farmers.
Rathaus.
The farmers did. The Nazis.
They went
who
to
did?
Farah. The Nazis
Yeah.
came.
Yeah,
The Nazis came, from that town,
yeah.
with the farmers, right? And they said, they waited for my father to come. And my uncle had already died. My
Yeah.
uncle died, and they called my aunt
Yeah.
to sign that they don't know anything, all right? So what are you going to do? He had to sign. My father signed.
Yeah.
My aunt didn't want to sign. So what they do? They took her clothes off and hang her up on wherever they hang her up,
On the feet.
on the feet,
Upside down.
And-
Yeah.
hit her, on the
She
floor.
signed.
Sure. My father yelled at her, what did you?
Yeah.
So she signed.
No money is worth
Did
that.
she get out or she died there?
No, she died.
She didn't get out.
Naturally, though. Naturally.
Natural death. Hilda's mother.
Were there any people who you couldn't get out, who you wanted to get out?
Yeah.
I don't know how many cousins I had.
Yeah, but there were some you did not. You sent the papers, the Oxes.
What
Yeah.
happened to them?
See, I had
They're related to Ox from
The New York Times. You
you know,
related
from
to
the New
them.
York Ox, sure.
What happened?
Ox's mother was my father's sister.
The Ox from the New York Times?
No, they
Ox
were
from
the
Germany,
Ox
but
from
they-
Germany,
they
but
originally
They were
come from
originally-
3 or
Oxford.
4 generations before they